Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into it, looking closely at a specific part of Genesis, chapter 6, verses 5 through 10.
Right, a pretty short section, but packed with meaning.
Absolutely. It feels like a real turning point in the whole ancient story. So our mission, if you will, is to unpack the heartbreak that's described there.
Yeah, God's heartbreak specifically.
Exactly. And the decision about the flood that follows, but then also this surprising appearance of Noah. He just sort of stands out when everything looks bleak.
A glimmer of hope.
Totally. And we're pulling our thoughts from, a detailed look at these verses, trying to get to their core meaning and see why they still matter for you listening now.
It starts off pretty intensely, doesn't it? Verse 5 just lays it out there. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth.
Yeah, it doesn't pull any punches.
Not at all. And it continues. And that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time.
Wow. Every inclination. Only evil all the time.
That's so comprehensive. It really is. It's not just saying people did bad things sometimes. It's suggesting a complete corruption, like right down to the core. The thoughts, the intentions, constantly bent towards evil.
That's such a stark contrast, isn't it? When you think back just a few chapters to Genesis 1, everything was called very good.
Exactly. It's a total U-turn, a complete breakdown from that initial goodness.
It makes you wonder, what does that even look like? For the thoughts of the heart to be only evil, how far gone does a society have to be?
It implies something really pervasive, doesn't it? Like a systemic brokenness that's not just about individual actions anymore, but the whole mindset, the whole orientation.
Right.
And that leads straight into verse 6, which is honestly one of the most emotional verses, I think, in the whole text.
Which one is that?
The Lord regretted that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled.
Regretted and deeply troubled. Those are strong words.
Incredibly strong. Some translations even render it as God was grieved to his heart.
Grieved to his heart. That paints a picture of a God who's not, aloof or indifferent.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It shows a God who is deeply invested, profoundly affected, feeling the pain of what's happened to creation.
It suggests our choices, our collective direction.
Yeah.
It actually has an impact. It matters enough to cause real grief.
Absolutely. It kind of challenges any idea we might have of God just being impassive.
Yeah.
This is deep emotional pain being described.
Really makes you think about the weight of, human actions, that things could get so bad they'd evoke that kind of response. It's sobering.
Very sobering. And this grief, this deep trouble, it isn't just an internal feeling, right? It leads directly to a decision.
Yeah, the decision in verse 7. And this is often a really difficult one for people.
Understandably. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face of the earth the human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I have made them.
That connection between the deep sorrow and this drastic judgment, it can feel jarring.
It can. But the text presents it as flowing from that regret, from that heartbreak.
Yeah.
It's not presented as a cold, arbitrary decision, but as a response to an utterly corrupted situation.
And it extends beyond just humanity, too. The animals, the birds.
Right, which really underscores how interconnected everything is. Human sin, in this view, doesn't just affect humans. It drags down the whole created order. It shows the sheer gravity of the situation.
Immense gravity. It feels almost final at that point. Like, this is it.
You'd think so. But then, right when the darkness seems absolute, you get verse 8.
Ah, yes. Verse 8.
But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord.
That little word, but, it changes everything.
Doesn't it? It's like a hinge swinging the narrative in a whole new direction. A tiny word carrying so much weight.
It's this sudden pivot from total judgment to grace, really.
Exactly. Even when everything seems lost, when wickedness is overwhelming, grace finds a way. It shows that even in the darkest times, one person, one connection can become the seed for something new.
So why Noah? What was it about him? Verse 9 starts to tell us.
It does. Noah was a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time, and he walked faithfully with God.
Righteous, blameless. And that phrase again, walked faithfully with God. You mentioned that connection to Enoch earlier.
Yes, it's the same language used for Enoch back in chapter 5. It suggests something more than just following rules.
More than just ticking boxes.
Much more. Walking with God implies this ongoing, close relationship, almost like a daily companionship. Think about how radical that must have been.
Especially then, right? When it says he was blameless among the people of his time.
Precisely. Everyone else is described as having hearts inclined only to evil. And here's Noah, walking with God. It's profoundly countercultural. It suggests his whole orientation, his inner life, was aligned differently.
So it wasn't just about avoiding bad actions, but actively cultivating this relationship, this different way of being in the world.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's about the relationship, the consistency, the faithfulness in the midst of chaos.
And then closing out this specific section, verse 10 mentions his family.
Right? Noah had 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Seems like a simple statement, just listing his kids.
On the surface, yeah. But narratively, it's crucial
Mm.
because these 3 sons, they're going to be the ones through whom the whole world is repopulated after the flood.
Ah, okay, so the focus narrows dramatically here.
Exactly. The entire future of humanity, according to the story, is now compressed into this one family, this single lineage, chosen because of Noah's faithfulness. It's the setup for a completely new beginning.
Okay, so let's step back a bit. We've looked at the deep wickedness, God's intense emotional response, the sobering judgment, and then the surprising turn with Noah. What does all this offer us, today?
Well, for one, it really pushes us to think about what it means to live with integrity, maybe to walk with God or follow our deepest principles, especially when the culture around us seems to be going a different way.
That challenge of being countercultural, yeah.
Definitely. And it hammers home the idea that our inner world, our thoughts, our attitudes, the inclinations of our hearts, they really do matter. They shape our reality.
It makes you ask yourself, what am I actually cultivating inside?
Right. And another key thing, I think, is that Noah isn't presented as, like, superhumanly perfect. He's described as righteous and blameless in his time. But it's his faithfulness, that consistent walk, that makes the difference.
So it's more about the direction, the commitment, than achieving some impossible standard of perfection.
I think so. It suggests faithfulness is achievable and incredibly significant, even when perfection isn't. And it shows that even within God's judgment, the story doesn't end there. The ultimate aim seems to be restoration, a new start.
That's a really important point. The goal isn't just destruction, but finding a path towards renewal, even if it's through this one faithful person and his family.
Yes, it's a narrative driven by a desire for restoration, however hard that path might be.
So thinking about all this, it kind of prompts reflection, doesn't it? Where do we see grace, maybe unexpected hope, showing up in tough situations today?
And how can we ourselves be that kind of presence? Maybe not building an ark, but being a source of integrity or hope, a light, perhaps, in our own generation.
It's amazing how these ancient words can still spark those kinds of questions.
You really can. They provide a framework for thinking about faithfulness, about societal breakdown, about hope against the odds.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. How does understanding a text like this, with all its complexities, help navigate current challenges? And maybe more personally, what's one small step you could take this week to cultivate that kind of faithfulness, that walk in your own daily life?
How do you stay grounded when things feel like they're pulling you in all sorts of directions?
Lots to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.